So right now we're in the new product showcase and you're gonna be seeing what I'm seeing. So we're gonna first go take a look at the kayaks and see what the kayaks have to offer, and then we're gonna look at all this other stuff. Cool stuff, guys. Some really cool stuff. Okay, so starting out here, we got the Hobie iTrek Angler model. So this is the Angler 12. They have the Angler 10 as well, a 10-foot model. What I'm noticing right away, it's basically a iTrek but catered to fishing. You got a spot here for a power pole mount. You got more, more mounts here for your fishing items. So this is like an H-rail setup that attaches, something that you haven't seen before. But ultimately, it is an iTrek inflatable, but it's catered to fishing. Now, one thing I want to make note of this, in terms of durability, I have an inflatable truck topper and it is awesome. It uses welded seams. I've had it on my truck for over a year in the Florida heat, and the truck topper actually survived 2 hurricanes. It's been in the sun 24/7. This is actually made out of the same material and same welded seam construction. So you got welded seam, welded seam, welded seam, 3 hulls. So there's 3 chambers. This here part where it connects the hulls is going to be glued, but the actual physical air chambers, which is the important part, are welded seams. And that is, folks, what is going to yield a very good durability over the long term. So that is the newest technology in inflatables, and I have a ton of confidence in inflatables with welded seams. Adhesive seam inflatables, I don't have as much confidence in. This has welded seams. I'm gonna stress that as much as possible because it's very different. So if you've had a bad experience with inflatables, this might change your perception. Now let's move on over to this. This is called Silent North. I'm definitely gonna have to contact this company because, wow, this is different. What on earth is going on here? So it looks like this. I don't know, this is just so different. What's up here? What is all this? So a catamaran style inflatable board built for anglers seeking comfort, space, and performance with twin pontoons, a rigid drop stitch deck. This double hull platform offers exceptional stability, perfect for casting, standing, or relaxing. A sealable front compartment keeps gear dry, and the inflatable seat provides all-day comfort. Add a motor to turn the SN14A into a nimble craft for trolling or exploring. It's your floating base camp for any adventure. I love that. They just said base camp. Like, this is sounding really cool. Oh, look at that. This is very interesting. I'm very intrigued by this. So you got pockets here, pockets here. This is actually drop stitch piece here. Oh, there's a zipper. Okay, there's a zipper, so that's how you access the front. That's cool. So you can like plow through surf, waves, whatever, and you don't have to worry, your gear is gonna stay dry. And then you can have zipper access right here. That's pretty cool, pretty awesome. Let's look here. So right now they have just like this big trolling motor on here. Let's look on the underside here. Okay, so it does have a fin box on the underside, which is what I expected for tracking and stuff. But if you're just doing a trolling motor, they make trolling motor foils, control foils, which will also act as, it'll improve your tracking. So, you have the fin underneath, but you don't necessarily need that if you have like a trolling motor with a control foil, which is something I actually filmed right before getting here. I'm looking here. Okay, so they're saying this is gonna be $9.99. So this is the Silent North, and this is $9.99. This is one of the largest, most crazy looking inflatable boats at iCAST. It has a big front covered deck area that you can store your camping items and everything. So you basically can have all your gear in here. So this is meant for like a floating base camp. Super cool. Oh, we got rod holders here, Scotty mounts. And it looks like basically you got an air chamber, and air chamber. So 3 primary air chambers basically for this. I wonder if this is welded seam or adhesive seam. We'll have to find out and ask the company. Welded seam is definitely what I prefer for around Florida. It's just more resilient, has higher pressure loads it can handle, and it's a little more durable. You don't have to worry about adhesive. Okay, moving on. What the heck is this? Whoa. Huh, Silent North. Oh, same company. Same company as this company also makes this. It looks like it has a fin style, almost like Hobie style pedal drive that will drop right in here, but it's a round boat. I'm guessing that because they have a pedal drive there, they must have like a fin box right here. Let's see. Oh, they got fin there. Okay, they got fin on each side. So there's a fin here for tracking performance. You got a swivel seat so you can always face the action. Looks like you got rod holder mounts that can be in any position. So wherever you turn, you have a rod holder if you want. You also got some other action style mounts there, it looks like. But what are they gonna tell us about this? Let's find out. So this is basically engineered for fishing duos. The SN16B features a rounded pontoon design that delivers serious stability and comfort for 2, ideal for casting lines or soaking in the view. This inflatable platform offers a wide deck built for long days on calm waters. It includes a double seat setup and space to mount a small trolling motor, turning your trip into a relaxed motor-assisted adventure. The SN16B provides a quiet, comfortable ride with plenty of room for your gear, coolers, and rods. Gonna be about $14.99 for this, and it's also from Silent North. So Silent North, this must be a newer company, or I haven't heard of them yet, but they're doing some cool things. I mean, very different. That watercraft, and now we got this one. Huh. What's this? Novelties and wellness, little activity book for kids. Giant crankbait. What's that? Bumper bag. Oh, it's a trash bag for the boat. This is a misting portable fan for when you're in a hot climate. This mists water, I guess. Called HydroGo by FlexBreeze Shark. So Shark Ninja is the company. We got a rocket hose. Cables, sunglasses. Oh, this is kind of cool for your kids. Create a lure. They can build out a lure. That's kind of cool. Different kids fishing rods. That's kind of cool. And we got some batteries. So this is like a battery booth area. They've been out for a while. Nakwa. Nice compact battery for maybe like running your sonar and stuff. That's $139. For a while there, I think that company had underwater lighting too for like paddle boards and stuff, which was kind of cool. Somewhere around here is a solid state marine, I heard, and there's solid state lithium batteries. And so that's pretty cool. That could be like the latest technology. I heard they have like 5 times the density for battery density. Oh, so this is a magnetic charger. It looks like it's designed for a boat. It's waterproof. This is going to retail $144. Company is ScanStrut, and the product category energy. Product name is ScanStrut magnetic waterproof wireless charger. So I guess if you want to put one of those on your boat or on your kayak or something, do that. What we got? Trail camera batteries. That's kind of cool. I don't do much of that, but that looks cool. Stick and glow lights. So they have a crystal kayak here. This is a product by Nakua. Basically a stick-on light kit for doing lighting at night. It's a $67 kit. You can check that out at Nakua. Battery tender, basically. Um, Here we got lithium battery power. So this is a power station. I use a Blue Eddy power station, but there's a bunch of companies doing it. This is a solar panel, and I bet you can plug that solar panel right into there, because that's usually the solar power input. Here's some other batteries by LBP. These are all lithium-based battery banks. Well, let's go look at some other cool stuff. Over here, I see some kayak stuff, so this is cool. What do we got here? Hydro wick. Huh. Protect your gear from moisture damage with the Bass Hydro Wick. Okay, so it's a moisture absorber. Okay, that's cool. I'm guessing you can maybe like microwave this when you're done to like dry it out or something. I've heard of people doing that. Yeah, microwave for 3 minutes. So you throw this in with your wet stuff that you need to dry out fast, and it helps dry it out. So a 600 watt rating microwave, 3 minutes, and you reset it, but it's for drying out stuff. You got Mustang Survival. I usually wear their inflatable life jackets. You got some kids' life jackets, it looks like. Turtle Box, oh, you'll hear them pumping out tunes around the area. Pretty cool company, very durable. Railblaze, though, has a nice new carbon fiber paddle, it looks like. It's not cheap, but carbon fiber isn't cheap. And this is, let's see, crafted from 3K carbon fiber for elite strength to weight performance. Built up to 270 centimeters for, those big fishing kayaks. And unconditional lifetime warranty, no questions asked, no hassle replacement. I like the sound of that. So $550, use the heck out of it and have fun. And if it breaks, you can just end up getting a warranty replacement. Lifetime, unconditional. To me, that at $550, that's actually not bad anymore. Okay, what do we got? Rugged Road. Oh, they're doing a soft side cooler, roll top. I like that. I like their rigid coolers. So their rigid coolers are over here. We'll take a look at that here. But this is a soft, refillable cooler ice pack. Okay, so you fill it up with water, you freeze it, now you have a cooler ice pack. Huh, interesting. Made out of that same like inflatable drop stitch like material that you see on like inflatable kayaks and paddleboards. It's that same durable material, it feels like. Might even be TPU. It might actually, it is TPU. It's actually more probably durable. It's a little different material. Okay, so these are the floating coolers that are famous. I actually have one of these, a little bit bigger model. I think I have a 45 can cooler, but this is their 25 can cooler. They measure them in cans, but this one's $249, it looks like. But very good coolers, very durable, and they float. You can literally throw it off the kayak and just tow it if you wanted to. Here's some other coolers.
Okay, I just connected.
We'll get to that here pretty soon. Here's a dry bag, bumper bag, or no, cooler accessory bag. Okay, for separating items maybe in your cooler or something. I don't know. If I have to really think about it a lot, I probably don't need it. That's kind of my philosophy, but it's cool, I guess. Ninja cooler. Okay. Oh, they have I seen these at Ace Hardware. They started carrying them now. So it has separation. Like you have like, I think they call it the frost vault is what they're calling this, or a dry zone. So it has separation. Very interesting. So it's basically a cooler that has two different areas of cooling. Oh, there's Guardian lights. We filmed those last year. I don't know if they have anything new. I know they were working on a few things, probably different mounts maybe. But they have like kayak lighting kits and all that stuff. You'll see right here, kayak lighting kit. So this says non-motorized boating accessories, Guardian Angel wireless lighting and mounting system. So yeah, they have a whole bunch of things. I wouldn't necessarily look at that price and say that's the price, because they got a whole bunch of different kits, and you just have to look them up and learn a little bit more about them. What's this? Oh, rod holder. Zirconia top rod holder. Extremely durable, scratch resistant, corrosion proof. That's what they're saying about that. The end. Okay, Yak Attack drop shot anchor line reel. Okay, $125. Anything Yak Attack I pretty much believe and trust. I mean, I've never been disappointed by them, really. They're incredibly durable. That's pretty cool. You can probably track mount that, so you put it on a track and run T-bolts through there. That'd be pretty good. It has a nice big comfortable grab handle. Holds up to 50 foot of cordage, it says. Okay. And it does have a 45-degree mounting bracket that gives you a little bit better angle when you're seating. And they are built for life, lifetime warranty guaranteed on the Yak Attack products, so that's kind of cool. This is like a dashboard here, it looks like, from Railblaza for $190. So that's pretty cool. So $190 Railblaza dashboard, tactical tracks is what it's called. So yeah, this kit here is going to come in at around $190, and it's a dashboard. You can put your graphs on there. It basically is a bridge for your gunnels on your kayak. So as you're sitting on the kayak, it would be in front of you sideways, and you'd have your graphs there. But you got multiple tracks. You even got tracks off to the side this way. Okay, now we'll come over here. We got a Kayak Tarova. So this is the Minn Kota Tarova, and it's their kayak model. And it is $14.99. It has, you know, the GPS, the spot lock, all that stuff. This is look at the remote right here. I'm imagining it's probably around a 36-inch shaft. That's kind of the shaft choice for kayaks. Here's Yak Attack's Flux Drive. So the Flux Drive has an overall motor weight of 18 pounds. It runs on a 12-volt battery. And, whoa! Electric motor runs on a 12-volt battery. Okay, so yesterday they had told me that it was like a 30-some pound thrust, I think, is what I remember them saying. According to this, it's saying 90-pound thrust. That's a lot. That's a lot, folks. 90-pound thrust is a lot. I'm not even sure exactly how that's a 12-volt system. But over here, it's saying 34-pound thrust. So now I'm confused. So you got 90-pound thrust, you got 34-pound thrust. So maybe they're planning on having a 90-pound thrust, and they currently have a 34-pound thrust. Because yesterday, the one I saw was a 34-pound thrust, and it was in the water, and people were testing it out. This is look at the remote right here. So you got your steering, you got your anchor modes, and I believe you even have a button that will end up spinning the drive so that it faces forward or so, like a quick forward mode. But this is designed to fit into the fin-style pedal drives. And this is the kill switch right here. So basically you pull on that. If you fall overboard, it kills the drive. But basically they're looking at about $1,500 on this. But we still have a debate right now on, is it going to be a 90-pound thrust or a 34-pound thrust? Because there's a discrepancy here. Maybe they're going to have both. Here's a PowerPole stainless steel propeller for a PowerPole Move trolling motor. So the trolling motor is going to have a stainless prop. Wow. $549 for that. Mustang Survival fishing vest. What's the price? $129. Just looks like a kind of a standard, nice quality fishing life jacket. Pockets on the side. Made by Mustang Survival, so then you know it's going to be good because they build good quality stuff. So it'll hold up. Nothing fancy, but definitely nice quality. Another dry bag, 129. What do we got here? This is a live scope mount. Okay, so a live scope mount that somehow maybe mounts to a pole. They want 249 for that. It's from Beatdown BD 0 degree live scope 34 mount. I don't know. That's a mouthful. Right here though, this is what many of you probably want to see, and we just filmed this. You got the foot pedals on the bottom. The foot pedals are wireless, and they each have their own battery. You also have a remote, and you have a man overboard switch. So if you fall overboard, it has a man overboard. This whole kit is $35.99. So you steer with your feet, and if you put your foot down on the right, it goes left. If you put your foot down on the left, it goes right. You can actually flip that and make it not inverted, but it's pretty interesting because not only are you steering with your feet, but you're also controlling the thrust. So it was a little bit of a learning curve. Actually, my buddy Joe Oceanside here, him and I were both on a kayak that had this, and it was a little bit of a learning curve for us. Like
you mastered it.
I figured it out pretty well, but yeah.
The first few minutes were a little
He had some serious trust issues with me because he knows I had a history of falling overboard. He's like, please don't kill me. I'd like to see the iCAST day 2. His channel is great. You need to check him out. He has some really cool stuff going on.
Thanks, man.
So these are like some cutting boards from Trapski. Looks to be the name of the company. We got ACR automated outrigger line controls. We got a Ram heavy duty fish finder deck mount. And then, oh, we got the E-Propulsion Elite system. I actually have the Spirit model of that, which is a 3.5 horsepower. I think this is just shy of 2 horsepower. So, pretty interesting. And I'm not sure, I heard that there's possibly a long shaft version of that as well. The batteries are all built into here, so. That's going to come in at $1,249, and you can find it linked down in the description. Here it looks like we got some maybe ice fishing stuff. Yep, this is the ice fishing table. I don't do much of that in Florida. We don't have a lot of ice. But we got some pretty cool stuff here. Now let's see, let's go, I think, over to these tables over here, and let's take a look and see what's new over here. I will say this food looks delicious. I definitely need to grab it here soon before everyone else eats it. Okay, let's see. Fishing line. We won't look at the fishing line stuff right now. Right now, hooks and stuff. This is kind of cool from Lunker Hut. So, Impact NATO. $8.99. Basically can have a swim bait, and then you got kind of like a little teaser spinner there. VMC Minnow Shaker Jig. Minnow Shaker Jig is what this is. We got some other ones with little teaser spinners. Something like this would be probably, I don't know, if it was a little bit higher arc, it would be a little bit good for sheep's head. A bunch of just different jig heads, more jig heads, tungsten, a lot of tungstens coming into the picture. Rattle ball bearing swivels. So, okay, it's a swivel. Interesting. Built-in rattle. Okay, so it has a built-in rattle into the swivel. Pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. That's $320 roughly is the retail. They have different sizes, it looks like. Maybe this one has a luminous tube, so it lights up a little bit. That's a swivel with a little bit of a light. Swivels with rattle. Looking for anything else that just stands out to me that's different. More jig heads, some hooks. I don't use a lot of this stuff, so I'm sorry if I don't draw attention to it. I'm not going to talk about it if I don't know anything about it or I can't see myself using it. Santee rig, huh? That's kind of cool. Almost looks like a super spook, but with different setup on the end. I'm not too familiar with how they would use that, but it looks cool. Fishing's pretty broad. I don't know everything about it. That's for sure. Knocking cork. Okay. Oh, there's a cool rattle to it. Oh, that might be a nice little. That might be nice for when I want to run a cork. Just pop the cork and have like a shrimp or, you know, like a DOA shrimp or something underneath there. It's kind of like a deadly combo, but I don't know. That's probably how I would use it. What do we got over here? Moonshine lures, mirrored flasher. Oh, so it's a flashing setup. I don't really do that when I'm fishing from kayaks, but a lot of the bigger guys with the bigger boats and the bigger budgets, they do. Oh, this is for building your own lures and your own tackle. So those are molds. This is rod building kit. Oh, so you can buy a rod building kit and build your own rod. So this is $199 from Mud Hole All-In One Spinning Rod Building Kit. No leads, no tungsten. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, right? Fishing down in a ditch or something like that. Where you're going to hook up and just tire rig. Nice. Set up off the water as long as you keep it moving.
So this is iShrimp soft bait mold from Do It Molds. Do It Molds is one of the biggest companies in molding for mold building, basically building out your lures, doing DIY stuff. So that's a nice looking shrimp there. Not sure what this big ghost pod. Okay, so it's for running a whole bunch of big teasers, it looks like. So it spaces out your teaser rig, I think, for offshore like boat fishing, for like, you know, marlin or anything maybe like that. And then this is a bottom buster rig. So you got weights on the bottom, and then you got your spin, or you got your soft baits here, swim baits. And so it just bounces off the bottom, and then these little swim baits swim. So this is going to be $17.95, and that's from Limitless Fishing Brands, and it's called the Bottom Buster A-Rig. I don't know what we got over here, but it looks like a giant type teaser rig as well. Okay, yeah. So this is for the big boat guys, not the kayak fishermen like me. Then they got a whole line of, you know, new fishing lures here. You got some jigs for deep dropping. You got some, oh, Lunker Goblin. Check that out, Lunker Goblin. Check those out. Knockin' shrimp. Okay. I do love the shrimp. Everything loves shrimp. So, you know, I like seeing new different kinds of shrimp. That's one thing. It has a loudest rattling shrimp, they say. So it must have some rattle built into there. Let's see. Oh yeah. If you shake it, you can hear the rattle. So this is $8.99 for a kit, and it's called the Knockin' Shrimp Cracklin' from Knock and Tail Lures is the company. These are kind of interesting. I'm seeing a few of these now where they have a jig head basically body, but they're designed to also have treble hooks, and then they're soft plastic back end. You're starting to see more companies doing that. Here's another example kind of where they have like an actual head of a fish, but they blend it with the soft plastics and you buy them kind of as a pair. So this is from Hyperlastics. I love Hyperlastics. They have some cool stuff. This is $12.99 here. That's the French Wakasaki, 6-inch. And then you got a new shrimp here. Anytime there's a new shrimp, obviously love it. I think this though was last year possibly, but maybe they tweaked it. This is the Prawn Stars. So yeah, I believe I recognize that name. Here we got some freshwater soft lures. So they're all broken up into categories here. I don't do as much freshwater fishing, but this was something different that ended up coming on. It's the uni. It's $15.99, but it basically looks like an urchin. So these are freshwater softwater lures or soft lures now. Again, here we got another looking like, you know, little like uni almost. It looks like, I don't know, it's weird. They call it a fuzzy nut. That's interesting. Check out these right here. These have some nice looks to them. Look at the patterns on here. Like, look at this one in particular. Look at the pattern here. This is from Z-Man. It's their Swag LT line through swim bait. So it's a line through setup. Pretty cool. Looks beautiful. Another one of these tumbleweed type setups. Like, I've never seen these style lures, but I'm not much of a freshwater fisherman. I do more saltwater. But that's very interesting. So now you got Okuma Fishing, and they have a Fish Lab Rattle Toad Pro. Check out that one there. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Look at that. So this is 10 bucks. Runs weedless. Has a rattle on it. Called the Fish Lab Rattle Toad Pro. Once again, I don't do much freshwater fishing, mostly doing saltwater, but that's pretty awesome. This is different too. Snag Proof Zoo Prop. So it's like a soft plastic with a prop end, and it has like a weedless hook design. I'm only kind of drawing attention to things that I think are super cool or things that I really like. These are gorgeous baits here, but they're expensive. This is Spro Corp. This is the Spro KGB K-Rig. These are absolutely gorgeous. So this one here is actually all tied together. It's 3. It runs in a group of 3. So that's why it's more expensive. It's a group of 3 segmented baits. That has to be pretty heavy. I mean, look at this. Look at that. It's a group of 3 that are segmented baits. I've never seen segmented baits this size that are a group, that swim as a group. Look at that. That's $129. We're going to gently put it down. Whew. This one here is the Hogfather, a Tater Hog Strike King collaboration. So this looks pretty. This has gorgeous paint scheme on it. The eyes really pop. Has more of a rubber tail. Comes in a package like this. I mean, that's like Apple delivery, like right there. That's a nice case. That looks beautiful. That is a $44.99 lure. So that's $44. This one here is from G-Rat. Similar looking construction, segmented bait, polytail, $49.99. Steve Kennedy Sneaky Pete is what they call this one. But I'm loving the paint job on these. I mean, it looks gorgeous. This one here looks like the fish is on roids. It looks like it's on steroids. So this one is the Sink Fishing Artisan Glide 180. Look at it. I mean, this is like a trout pattern, but it looks like one really roided up, muscular trout. Has polymer fins. They want $99 for that one. What's this? Afterburner tailspin. Oh, so it's like a super short hard bait with a tail spinner. Huh, so that you get that flash. Afterburner tail spinner. Interesting. That's super cool. I actually kind of like that. And then you got a Rapala Claptail 110. Let's check it out. It has kind of the whopper plopper type tail. Then it has another teaser flasher up here. That's pretty. That's $18.99 from Rapala. Called the Claptail 110. I'm just picking out anything that stands out to me that I think looks interesting. I don't fish a lot of freshwater. I fish more saltwater, but there's a lot of things here that I can appreciate. And I do have some background in freshwater fishing. So Okuma has some Fish Lab Wake Rat. So it's a rat that creates a wake. Look at that. That's interesting. That's $14.95 they want for these. They got different sizes, different colors. Shimano has a Gravitator, and this is $49.99. The Gravitator is $49.99. Has swappable tails, has a rattle, and then it has a little flasher inside there too. So you can see there, maybe you can't, yeah, you can see there's a little flasher in there, and it has little rattle ball bearings in there. Arma Boost technology, so it has that Arma Boost that we saw in the prior iCAST that we talked about. It has that same technology built in. Oh, this is kind of cool. Spro Corp. Once again, Spro makes some really nice looking lures. Look at that. Segmented bait, $54. It's called the Little Guy, the Spro KGB Little Guy. Now we got some clothing. Huh. Striker seems to be like a big sponsor of this event, but I never really heard much about them, but they got really nice feeling clothing. Like this feels ultra premium. It is $69. That's actually, for as premium and nice feeling as it is, I actually expected it to be over $100, but it's actually $69, which is still a lot of money for a lot of people, but it does feel like good quality. Got some pelagic, got some AFCO. I like AFCO, I wear a lot of that. Let's move over. I'm sure many of you don't care much about seeing clothing, so we'll look at some other stuff. We'll get to these booths here and run this way because there's a lot more stuff to show here at iCAST, New Product Showcase. So right here we have a multi-piece carbon fiber harpoon. Yeah, so this is a harpoon right here. It looks like it has a removable tip, so once you hit the fish and stick it, it has a removable tip. We got, let's see, oh, this is the Relentless Knives. I actually have some of these, and people don't believe me, but this knife actually is a self-sharpening knife. It's not supposed to get dull. And basically it has a hard side and a soft side, and as the blade wears, it naturally sharpens itself. So you get a workable edge over time. But it actually works really well. You know, I've been really surprised and happy with this knife. So this knife is $149.99, but it has aerospace grade titanium blade. It doesn't rust. I don't know if we can get a good view of this, but you'll see you got right here. Yeah, see how that edge has a different shine to it than this edge? That's because it has a hard side and a soft side. And as you're using it, the soft side is wearing faster than the hard side, and that creates a perpetual edge. And so you don't have to really sharpen these knives. Like they end up staying sharp. You, I guess, could sharpen it, but you don't really have to have a workable, usable edge. Oh wow, this is $449 for these titanium shear pliers. So check them out. That is some precision, folks. That feels really nice. Has some spring to it. So these pliers are $449, and they are made out of titanium, and the company is Angler's Resource. Then we got Promar, a fillet knife, $6.99, just kind of a general run-of-the-mill knife. You got another general knife. You got a line cutters setup, which, by the way, line cutters is currently fighting with Academy Sports over possible patent infringement of their line cutters. So, you know, I'm tend to lean towards line cutters and supporting them on that fight because it looks like a blatant copy of line cutters' intellectual property, and I don't like big companies stealing, you know, innovative companies' property. But line cutters, they make a whole bunch of cool stuff. They make a ring that has a blade that allows you to cut line. Super cool company. Check them out. Support them because right now they're fighting the big guy in an intellectual property fight. So pretty cool. What is this? It says the new Berwyn fillet knife, but this is the weirdest case I've seen. Oh, okay. It's just a very interesting case, but I guess the case is maybe designed to drain water and stuff. Click in, lock in design feature and free rotation within the mount for easy grab access. So it maybe rotates or something. I don't know. I haven't really figured it out, so if I can't figure it out in the first few minutes, it's not worth sharing at the moment. AFCO, they make good stuff. Premio, oh, okay. Yeah, so Danco makes awesome products, and this is a $200 carbon fiber, $200 carbon fiber fishing pliers. You might actually recognize this company, Danco. In prior iCAST, they made an AI, like, amazing pliers. It was like $700, but they were insane. They were designed entirely by AI. But now they have created some carbon fiber pliers, and they're super lightweight. That's crazy. Here we got other stuff here. We got the Bubba Blade Company. They got a fish scale, so that's kind of cool. It has like a vice grips here, so you grip the lip of the fish. You can weigh the fish. These are cool. So we got a Civivi Shaka folding fillet knife. A folding fillet knife. That's super cool. Look at that. Like a pocket knife, retractable blade, and then this goes in like that. That's beautiful. That's 110, but pretty cool. It feels nice. Looks like it maybe has this nice case that it comes in. And that's from We Knife Co. So this is a hook threader. So this is, I believe, for threading hooks. Yep, basically it helps you thread the hook. So if you have poor vision or something, can't thread a hook, it allows you to thread the hook. Sword Flexi fillet knife. Kydex holster basically for it. $85.98. Has a nice heavy duty feel. The blade is throughout the whole handle. Yakutat Gorilla wrench for basically, working on your Gorilla or on your Yakutat fasteners. So there's Yakutat proprietary specialized knobs, and this allows you to basically, work on them. It's $5. Let's see, more knives from Smith. These are $19 knives. $49 Dexter knife. This one is $29 knife with a Fire Tiger camo, which is kind of cool. That's very nostalgic. It's wood, has the, many of us, if you've been a fisherman long enough, you probably had a fillet knife that had a case like this. A leather case just like this. I have one. But yeah, $29. So here we got a D-hooker. So basically you grab the hook with that, and then you can pop it out. You got a longer version here. It is grade 304 stainless steel. It comes in at a price point of $59.99 from Angler Co. So definitely nice. And then we got, just like a little line snips, it looks like, that you can maybe put on your life jacket or something. Little lines, nice line snips. Come over here. This is tackle management, so it's all tackle storage. So heard about this, Busby. They want $3.95 for that. They want $49.99 for this. They want $18 for this. This is a catch-all utility bin, the boat bin. Okay, so it's kind of a junk drawer for your boat. They want $140 for this. I'm gonna be honest, it's basically PVC and it looks like laundry netting. I'm not on board on that one. I think the price is a little high. We got decked. So this is $90. Kind of looks like a toolbox. So I'm trying to figure out. It still looks like a toolbox. You got foam at the bottom of the toolbox. It has Home Depot colors, and they want $90. Make it make sense to me, guys. I don't know. I don't know what that is all about. Try not to diss a company, but it just doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense to me in a short period of time, I'm maybe not the only person that it doesn't make sense to. HD bait binder. Okay, so you got pockets here. You got kind of like your trapper keeper that you maybe had in school, where you can add and clip in different bags. Here you can put all your soft plastics in here, it looks like. So this is $55. It has a nice feeling. It's Yakutat, so they use premium materials. They don't cheap out. It definitely should last, but that's $55, and that's to kind of organize all of your soft plastics. Proficiency little tackle bag, $49. Has a plano box in it, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's a backpack that's kid size, and it has a plano tackle box, or not a plano, but a little tackle box. $49. I'm sorry, not really worth it. You could probably piece together your own kit. I'm not seeing anything that stands out to me as like, oh my goodness, that's so unique. But it'll probably still sell, Dry bag or so from Proficiency. They want $95 for this. Roll top. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a dry bag. I'm really not seeing anything unique. So I'm not going to necessarily be voting for that. AFTCO, duffel bag. Nothing crazy unique about it from what I'm seeing. It looks like it has back straps for like carrying. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you put your plastic tackle boxes in there and you have storage, but ultimately it's $179. I'm just not seeing anything that says, gee, this bag alone is $179 and worth it. I just don't see it. I think there's alternatives. Here we got Railblaza Trident carbon fiber 21-inch modular push pull. Okay, so it's a push pull. So this is for like sneaking up on reds in the flats, pushing your boat through the flats. You got a carbon fiber push pull. They want $850 for this. Has unconditional lifetime warranty, no questions asked, replacement policy. So I guess, hey, you know, if you have to choose between this and another, you know, this is carbon fiber, it's going to be lighter weight, and you have a lifetime warranty on it, so just don't lose it, and you'll be able to keep it going for a lifetime. Here's a look at the push-pull. You can see right there. I'm guessing it's maybe segmented or so. Yep, there's little fine segments, but it's very, very tight tolerances. Oh, here we got a gaff by AFCO for $200. Tie zip, zip tape. So basically TPO zippers, $25. So you can incorporate this into your product in a manufacturing sense. Arc system, basically rooftop rod storage. And that's what it looks like out of the box. So out of the box, you basically slide your rods in and stuff. They want, it looks like it was $7.99. Now it's $9.99. I can't really tell. It looks like $9.99. Yep. Busby little bucket. It's a collapsible bucket made out of like a TPU material. $29.95. Flatline fishing release clips. A little float from Lee Fisher. You know, some people will put their anchor line through this, so that if they need to throw their anchor line off quick on their kayak, they have a float attached to it, so they can go back and get their anchor. If you have an anchor, you want to have a line float. Right here, $3.25, $3.25. Probably one of the cheapest things here at the show. A line float. You can put it on your anchor, keep your anchor from getting lost. This is a bucket topper. You can put it on a 5-gallon bucket, use it for getting your baits. You know, a lot of people have 5-gallon buckets sitting around the house. Now, for $6.99, you have a bait bucket. So this is a sonar enhancing scent. So this is to make your bait pop on sonar. And this is $9.99. This is pretty cool. I have not seen this yet. But basically, you put this on your bait, and now your bait is going to stand out on your sonar better. That's Bait Pop from Bait Pop Inc. is the company. So we got a little net. What we got here? Extractor line cutter. Oh, okay. It's when you have a bird nest going on. It's for that. And basically, it fits in the brim of your hat, which I'm pretty sure I saw a company do that already. Bill Blades. They put a blade in their hat, so maybe there's a patent infringement going on here. Who knows? But Bill Blades, if they still have a patent, they should probably check that out. Chums, another Chums floating, you know, float for different things, cameras, for your glasses. You got a folding Bubba Blade net. They want $79 for this. Wahoo wipes, wet wipes catered to fishermen. So Lime Lagoon scent possibly. That's kind of cool. A lot of them in there. It has some weight to it. $10.25. This is, let's see, Remora Mat, anti-slip cleaning and filleting. What is this made of? Huh. It's interesting. So it's a fillet table, but it's super thin. Look how thin that is. $29.99, but it's anti-slip, so it grips the fish so that you can fillet it easier. But it's super thin. I'm actually shocked. This is actually kind of cool, guys. I mean, if it really holds up well, I mean, to a knife, that's awesome. Waterproof closed cell backer. Interesting. What's this? Draken 1 Finesse Edition. What is this? Quick reading. Quick swap with heavy swim baits to weightless nets for virtual. Oh, so it's a gear system. It's a gear system for your bait caster, I believe, and it allows you to dial in your bait caster, I guess, for certain different types of fishing. I don't know much about that, but interesting enough. The Mini O by Pirano. So this is an oxygen enrichment system for your bait. So pretty cool. This is going to come in at 125. I saw this company last year at iCAST, but they didn't have this yet. So this is a portable, more compact oxygenation system for your bait tank. Pretty cool. It's going to have a rechargeable lithium battery too. So this is power pucks for your like bow mount trolling motors. So this one's for the Minn Kota Quest series trolling motors. It's $1,200 for this setup here. But basically it's a drop-on quick connect setup for powering your Minn Kota Quest trolling motor. Bait Shack. So this is a bait system. Has like a mesh bag that comes out. It's like a polymer, so you can get your baits easily. So you're not chasing them around the whole tank. But you got oxygenation, aeration, basically. So you got solar panel on top. You got a bunch of different modes here for your power of your aeration. But it's pretty cool that it's solar powered. That's awesome. So you can get 10 days of continuous runtime from this, and it's going to come in at $249. That's pretty awesome, guys. Bait Shack, 22 quart, little cooler with the basket, and it has aeration system, and it's solar chargeable. It does look like it has a charge port here. I don't know if you can, like, maybe it's so you can add charge to it, because, you know, solar charging isn't fast, so if you need to add bulk charge to the unit, you can do it right here. But it has that solar power input to kind of increase the power output. So that's pretty cool. A fillet mat by Rapala, $24.99 they want for this. It has a nice grip to it, so it grips onto things, but it's like a really thick rubber, almost like a floor mat of your truck. That's kind of what it feels like. Dock water, so secure plug and play washdown, $3.99. You get 45 psi of pressure, over 3 gallons per minute. It's like a rinsing system. I don't know. Interesting. I just use a garden hose, so I'm really not sure why I would need that, but who knows. Here's another blade type system built into a hat. Once again, I think Bill Blades probably needs to check their patent because that seems interesting. It seems very similar. We got tie downs, nets, more cutting board type setups. That's from Trapski. We saw some Trapski cutting boards over there. This is more of a fillet table. So this fillet table here is going to come in at $199. I actually thought it would be more expensive. It's actually not outrageous. So looks like you can put it on like a bucket, 5-gallon bucket, or on your cooler or something. Or you could probably mount it on your dock even, honestly. This smaller one comes in at $119. This bigger one's $199. This other one's $89.95. So actually not badly priced. I actually expected it to be a little more expensive. Things are expensive to make these days. There's so many tariffs and all these different things that, you know, I mean, yes, not you want to make it in America, but not everyone makes it in America, and some of these companies are not in America and no one else is doing it. So it just depends. You got another little bait bucket from Lee Fisher Sports, $6.99. This one here is like a collapsible, it looks like. This is a bait hammock, they call it, for $29.95. And literally that's what the name of the product is, bait hammock, floating bait carrier from the company Bait Hammock. This looks like a drift sock, so it controls your drift. Here's tackle webs. You know, you can use it for basically holding your fish and weighing them. So it is a proper support weigh bag. So I guess it has some support from the IGFA. So this is $50, and there you can see how it's used. You got fish bites, fish bites, fish bites, fish bites, fish bites. So basically scented baits, you know, not like soft plastics. They're more like more edible. They kind of, I think, fall in the competition maybe with like Gulp and some of those other ones, maybe, I don't know. But they're a heavily scented bait. You got a small gaff hook right here. This right here are little tuna tubes for baits, like for, you know, if you're on like a offshore boat, you're gonna be running larger baits. This will keep your baits alive. So you station them head down. So the head of the bait is down here and the pumps circulate water through the gills. This is $2,400 and it looks to be made of carbon fiber. So this is desktop soft gel injection molding machine for soft lure DIY. So for doing DIY soft baits, soft plastics, this is an injector molding setup. It's called Salt Gator. So pretty interesting. Not sure exactly how it works, but I definitely saw some advertising for this. So this is going to be $3.99 for this to make your own plastics, and basically it injects the plastics into the mold. This is a little rechargeable aerator pump. This is going to be $27.99 from Beyond Braid. So the company is Beyond Braid. You have a charge port here, on, off. That looks pretty nice for the money, and it glows in the dark. That's kind of cool. Wacky Caddy. So for stainless steel screws or double-sided tape on the side of your console or under storage lids, never lose your wacky tool again. Okay, not really sure what that's all about. You got Night Eyes cam jam cleats, all that stuff. Okay, and that pretty much covers all that. The only thing we haven't seen is over here. So we got to go over this way. So over this way, we have some of the more premium electronics areas. So we're gonna get into like sonar, we'll get into drones. Check out this. This drone here is XBC. I don't even know how to say that. So I'm just gonna show this to you. But this is $26.99 and is a drone that would like allow you to carry heavy baits and basically fly them out. So like if you're doing shore shark fishing, you can carry your large baits, fly them out. I think there was a guy actually that flew out a life preserver to a kid that was like drowning recently in Florida. And I swear they were using something like this, or maybe this brand. What is this? Russell Marine Products Flex Connect interface for live sonar. Okay, so something with live sonar here. We got AccuFi. Okay, so this is interesting because this is an Apple, I think. Yeah, this is an Apple iPad, and it's a live sonar. So they were able to get rid of a lot of the box and build everything into the transducer, and it doesn't use a lot of proprietary parts. You're able to get live sonar. They want $550 for the AccuFi Ping Live Mini Sonar. $550, guys, for live sonar. That's super cool, and it can use an iPad. You could use iPhone. Yeah, it basically streams it to the devices, is my understanding, or it can hardwire connect in, I think, too, possibly. I don't know exactly how it works yet, but we saw some of this at iCAST last year or so, and now we're hearing a lot more about this company. It's probably going to be one of the most affordable live sonar options available. And I kind of like that it's using just regular tablet, because we got one of these at our house. And I already have an iPhone. So, like, it might be easier for me to set up also on my kayaks because there's a lot less parts. There's not a lot of parts that are involved to make this system work. So this is AccuFi, and it is the Ping Live Mini. It is $550. That's what they're going to be selling it for. And basically it works with Android or Apple, and it works via a USB-C adapter or Wi-Fi. So just check that company out. I think they're doing some pretty cool things right now. Um, let's see, we got, what's this? AI powered platform built for fishing brands, create a custom website. Okay, so this is just something for fishing brands, for building websites, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. We're not really interested in that. That's not really what you guys do. This is, let's see, an antenna mount. Okay, antenna mount. We probably aren't going to do that on kayaks. This is stabilized binoculars. I think another company did that as well, and we're going to see them over here. And I tested them out on the water event, and the stabilized binoculars were pretty cool, I'll be honest. But it wasn't this brand. This is Fujifilm. They want $1,100, $1,200 roughly for these. Yeah, I see the other ones over here that I'll mention. We'll come back to those. Deeper Max, these are pretty cool. Portable fish finder. So it's castable, and it will do bottom mapping and everything. You can see right here. But this company's been out for a while, and they just keep improving on their system. Total respect for that. Pretty interesting. This is going to come in at $279. It has a 330-foot scanning depth, which is pretty crazy, and a 15-hour battery life. 390-foot connection range. So that's pretty impressive. What is this? Insect bite healer. Heated bug bite relief and night eyes bundle. Oh my goodness, so this plugs into your iPhone. It creates heat, and then you put that on the bug bite. So this will be plugged into your iPhone. Look at that, it has a lightning connector, or you have a USB-C for newer iPhones or Android. But it plugs in your iPhone, and then you just, it's like you're zapping maybe the insect bite, and it somehow makes it not itch. This is crazy. What on earth? That is insane. It's called Heat It Insect Bite Healer. Wow. That's awesome. Oh, and it has a keychain too, so you don't lose it, I guess. It like locks in. That's very, very tight in there. And you just wear it on your keychain, and when you need it, you just pop it off and use it. So check that out. Heat It comes in at $39.95. That's pretty innovative, something different. If it works, even better. You know, I don't know. Like, I cannot speak to it working, but I'm definitely intrigued. What else do we got here? So these are like cameras for your electronics. So right here. And then we got Heat It.
We're going to give you 2 new products a week to share with you the stuff that's coming out now.
So we got another person here filming here. We're going to go over here. So these are all sunglasses. We're not going in depth on sunglasses. I currently am using the Hobie Float at the moment. Right here, we got SIG. So I'm coming back here. We got the SIG binoculars. So I said over there were some Fujifilm ones, stabilized binoculars. Right over here is the SIG brand. I used these yesterday, and they're pretty amazing. It worked really well. They're going to come in a little bit more expensive, though. These are about $2,000, but I can at least say I tested these ones out. They did work really well. That's actually a polarized lens cap, so it helps take the glare off the water. This is the proof ball. So somehow this measures your fish. It's bizarre. I guess you wear it on your hand and then you take a picture with the fish or something, and it somehow measures your fish. Very interesting. Would you trust that? I don't know. I mean, I've heard about this, but this is $20 for this, and it's called the Proof Ball. It's 2.1 inches or something, it says, and yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. Then we got freshwater reels, saltwater reels over here. We'll start over on the saltwater because this is more what I do. I'm over more in the saltwater area. So we got a nice Saltiga here, larger model. This is larger than I'd probably use, but I'm doing mostly kayak fishing. We got some jigging reels. Accurate brand over here. I love that brand. Cast King's been doing some pretty cool things lately. I actually have a couple of their spinning reels. Their Sharky series is a spinning reel. It has a lot of drag for the money and for the size of the reels. So I actually will use a lot of the Cast King Sharkies, and actually we catch sharks with them. So you can get those actually on Amazon. This one here is a saltwater bait caster line counter reel, and has 35 pounds maximum drag. They want $149 for that. We got Tsunami. I actually say Tsunami has a few reels even at Walmart that have actually been really decent for the money. They have one for like 39 bucks, I think, and it was like a 4,000 series or so. Then they have a 6,000 series for around that 40, I think, to $50 range. And it is a sealed drag system, and it definitely feels really nice. So, I mean, this company for a while there, I thought they were only making the cheaper stuff, but they've really been kicking it up a notch. So, pretty cool. That's from Tsunami. That's $199. This is the Evict 2. Florida Fishing Products has something new. I've heard a lot about this. I've never owned one of their reels, but people that own them seem to like them. This is $279. It is a 5,000 series. Has a nice big handle. They're calling it a power handle. Has 25 pounds of drag, and the whole reel weighs in at about 9.2 ounces. They got some bait casters here. I mean, they're ranging from around 350, 220, 259, down to around 99. This is the least expensive one. This is from a company called Lose. Lose definitely makes great stuff for the money. They're also kind of, I mean, I don't want to put them in the same ballpark, but, you know, Cast King's been doing some pretty cool things on a budget and, you know, keeping the prices low for people. Lose also has done that as well. They have some pretty good quality stuff for the money. So Spro Corp, they have some pretty cool segmented baits that I like. Their bait caster here is the DR Dean Rojas Signature 200. It's kind of a mouthful, but it's a 200 size frame. Has a couple gear ratio options. Seems like a nice reel. I mean, it seems like decent quality. Just feels good in the hand. Has right hand or left hand retrieve. And that is a look at the new product showcase. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and check out our other videos. Also, if you've seen all my videos, check out Joe Oceanside as well. He's eating right now, and I'm jealous of him because I'm really hungry, so that's what I'm doing next. We're gonna sign out and like this video. There you go.